here we go, man. We are live. Everything's sorted. We're good to go. P250, like we said, for simple. Most teams favour that B bombs. That looks like they certainly will. They're going for a fast approach here. We'll see what they decide to do. CTs won't be going aggressive necessarily. I can see 3 players towards the B site. Here's the commitment. Smokes down. Molotov's in. And Nico to defend with the USP. He can hear players all around him at this point. They can definitely find the first headshot. Looks like it's a nice one as well. Takes the first point. But the trades come through. Simple. Still doing work. Simple's flying here. They're certainly capable of converting most of these sort of rounds. The Desert Eagle potential of Simple, Electronic and Flamey is pretty off the charts. They can do a lot of work here, and that's why FaZe prepared themselves nicely. Got 3 rifles here, make it 2 with the Scout. Actually, is 1 M4 at FAMAS, the Scout, and then the UMP and MP9. And we'll see whether Guardians can start to do some work here. Like we said, hasn't looked phenomenal so far in the Major, but still very early days. Pushing in fact got 4 grenades. Looks like that's where they will be heading. Let's have a look. Will any CTs be there to receive? No, they will not. So these grenades will be in vain, I'm afraid. No damage done. Significant investment considering what kind of round it is, but they actually will receive a lot of damage in return. So Zeus down to just 12 HP, Flamey 76. Almost no chance of doing anything with this round. If they get a kill, I'll be impressed at this point. Very difficult map to operate with almost nothing, and that's why the Force Buy is maybe not that successful as you would think on other maps, because you do need the utility to crack up the very tight choke points on this map. So they'll head towards middle and see what's possible. Probably just going to use the buddy system here, as we always say. Try and bleed out as many grenades as you possibly can from the CT side. But a minute remaining. Starting to make their way up and seeing if they can catch any unsuspecting CTs waiting. But as expected, FaZe, you don't need to be part of these fights. You've got the rifles, you know they have no armor. They will get nowhere near the bomb site. They've got no way of taking away your vision. So unless they've somehow force bought again, you can just hold back and watch the bomb site. This is all that is required.
Swings back into the truck side. Rain still there to support. Just out pretty straightforward. The first shot, even that Zeus was already damaged by him, but Simple, good response. P250 from range, and still manages the headshot kill. This could overwhelm Guardian. He does get damage onto Electronic. Okay, fair enough. They just line up for him. I thought he might get overwhelmed by 3 players rushing him down, but hesitation costs them dear.
And that's $1,800 in the bag for Guardian. Key player to get the cash, considering he's the main AWPer, of course. I don't know, pretty much in the bag with residual cash they have going into round number 4 here. Guardian heads towards middle with Rain. The Rain has been in the conversation. The pass player specifically towards those bathrooms, as they're actually pushed towards the fountain right now. Trying to use the pillar there to block vision and see if anyone will cross by. Very vulnerable position, as you can see, from the playground as well. Pushing forward now, this is a brave move. A single player reminiscent of Fur. Might be punished for it, and indeed he is, but there is a trade from Guardian, and now he'll fall back.
Simple. He's trying to pursue the front side of the bathrooms. First time I've seen overpass in this event.
Right, I think Zeus was caught in the monster by Nico there at the same time. You're right. Best of 1 is quite rare to see, actually. It's normally your Mirage, your trains, sometimes your caches.
Never your nukes.
Never your nukes. Those don't get deployed too often in the best of 1. Karrigan, though, this is a very intelligent flank. He has absolutely locked them in towards B. He can rotate all of his players over there now. He's got so much information here. As soon as he spots one of them, he won't pull the trigger straight away. He wants to get as close as possible. Watch this. He will spot them now. And he'll be careful. He won't fire. Hold up. That was a brave shot. I have to get it down. It should be enough. I preferred him to wait a little bit, if I'm honest. He could have done a lot more with that map. The fact he flanked them in that sort of position definitely should have got 2. But we saw the bomb, try to take it down, and that might come back and haunt him here. Guardian now left them 2 versus 1. How quickly that round changed.
Good shot indeed. Bits down to Guardian. One bomb down. Simple. Gonna go one-on-one. Guardian really fired straight up and got him. Just missed. As Simple gets redemption and Navi get the round.
Very close towards the end there. Simple versus Guardian. Quite tantalizing 1 versus 1. Simple comes out on top. And here's Electronic getting it done towards Monster. You can see as soon as Karrigan gave his position up there, I thought that was such an ambitious shot to take. Could have waited, could have pulled a bit of backup there, but went for gold. Really working out for him. 3-1. Like we said, 1 more buy for FaZe here. Down to 1 versus 1 to Navi. Navi health. We do recover the AWP from the previous round. We see 3 AKs. Electronic has no grenades, no helmet. How dire things have got for him. Zeus on the Mac 10. still, things hardly ideal in terms of the finances for FaZe either. UMP for Carrigan, distinct lack of utility, not so aggressive this time. Guardian in a pretty classic position for him on the flower bed towards long. Usually he flashed off just like this. My fire actually holds up. Can't hold his nerve though, has to drop off. It's a safe play to make. And at this point needs to get some information. Jumping over, just trying to show almost nothing there. Spots a couple, doesn't want to challenge that again. Just going to flash maybe and try and fall back. So there's the flash. Try and set up rain, like we said. Very good in these sort of positions. First, I don't think he'll be good for two here. Absolutely is though.
Wow. Bathrooms, though, in rain. Remember that. That's like an iconic position for him. For the other one that I would say is elusive and very, very good at, for some reason, just being intuitive in the position.
And stuff, right?
Absolutely. They're so aggressive. And the reason I use elusive is because when smokes go down, when you're approaching the front or when you're approaching long, there's a lot you could do. You could be playful, and a lot of players don't have the, I guess, courage to do that. Though both of those guys do. So either way, he gets two. It leaves them two men up, actually, against both s1mple and Edward left for Navi, trying to respond and find back-to-back rounds. If they don't, money will be gone already, and FaZe can actually start to build up their bank, especially if they keep 4 players alive in this round 5.
Carrigan, there's no need for that peek whatsoever. Down he goes. Give s1mple an inch. He's going to take a mile every single time. Gives him a window of opportunity here, but 10 seconds remaining. It's absolutely fine. FaZe will still win the round. This could have been a lot more dangerous if they're ready to pounce off that, but still, 3 players survive. They'll save the AWP on the Navi side. Remember, they get no extra cash now. As you can see, s1mple with $600, and it will be Edward with $1,600. We'll have to force around these two, I would say. It's too strong not to. There's Rain. I didn't think he'd get the second. That should be a trade, but he did very well. This is Carrigan. Round 1. Not a big deal. Indeed, forced by his Eagles. CZ's saved AK and AWP. Navi like to operate in this. That's the other choice sometimes, find a single AK for the likes of s1mple. Pistols around them. And see what they can do. But this is much better with s1mple on the AWP. Problem is, FaZe is certainly aware of that prospect and will adjust accordingly.
Zeus just sitting back at the CZ, trying to make the calls. Get the information as early as possible. Still a minute and 26, but Olaf's taking the initiative to try and push out toward the construction position. All the way through. Short tunnel, they've got Monster. This is a lot of information that FaZe is now getting. A lot of map control, and not spotting anyone that far out toward T-spawn. They know what that means. Let's get the rotations in, boys. Either we fully commit to the flank and try and pincer them in, but you can't give up connector, or rotate back over and stack up the A side.
So Olaf can hold there in that position. That's perfect. There is another huge adjustment from FaZe as well. Rain is now playing long. Guardian's baiting him in as he's by the flower bed right now. Just trying to chain things up. They won't expect Rain to be there. Guardian's going to try and show presence if possible. Nico's got connector locked down. They're not going to check Olaf's position, or are they?
Oh
Electronic. How has he done that? That's amazing.
And
a chance there.
Caught sleeping a little bit. This is the second position I mentioned. Nico had to watch this, but losing long. They find Rain as well. That was the man they wanted to bait in, but the single kill against Olaf forced the man who was going to be the bait to rotate off early. Rain was left on his own. This was a setup, and with information that FaZe should have capitalized on any day of the week, and they've just given it back. It's now 4 versus 3. Ball in the hands of Flame. 18 seconds. Not get in position.
Bombs are there, run out of time. And they'll have to full eco here. They get 2 HE grenades, presumably used towards middle again. But 5-1 looking much better now for FaZe as the grenades both directions. That has to be the CTs to come out on top in that particular interaction. You see Flamey down to 45 and s1mple 87. And this time it's looking like a guaranteed FaZe round.
Well, against pistols, you'd expect that to be the case. Getting away with the last one, I will say. Again, Guardian trading off the man in the sight. Really opened up, or rather I should say took away the opening to get that bomb down. Keep in mind this is Guardian against his old team as well, and it's an 0-2 situation for the loser of this in a Swiss format. That's rather ridiculous when you consider the amount of talent in this server. The top 3 players in the world as they set up the desk. Guardian looking around, perhaps the top AWPer in the world at some points in time still. We can find toward a quick shot into the smoke at the bathrooms, but it's long. He's got to be a little bit cautious of. They have got a member against the wall. It's Edward that can advance quite quickly on the backside of flashes or smokes when they do elect to execute. Now I say that, there is no utility, and the pistols are going to have to overwhelm Guardian. He has overstepped the mark, but does land the shot. Aim punch not a factor against him, fully armored. Entry, but s1mple gets the shot back. Thankfully, Guardian's up for more. And s1mple now left in a 1 versus 4 phase. I'll call it done. It's not yet, but it might have been.
You're absolutely right on overpass. Sending 5 players here now with early Molotovs as well. This could be... They're going to just go back to those things. Look like they were at least interested in the idea of going fast towards B. 2 players this time towards long for FaZe. They've adjusted this. You see they're getting aggressive now. Karrigan there with Rain. Karrigan looks at the wall to allow him to avoid the flashbangs. As soon as Rain goes flash, he'll fire bullets, get behind the rock, and Karrigan comes up unblind, hopefully defends him and they can play off each other. That's the idea. Doesn't always work out.
So s1mple the one to watch and see if there will be any aggression in that position. You're dead right on the setup and the intentions of it. Bomb still creeping in the underpass position. We'll wait for the call. They originally went for board stack as well inside of B to look for information. They didn't spot anyone off of that. So despite that they're this far forward, they don't have information, which is why now you're seeing them get a little bit more aggressive. If they go around that corner now, s1mple's no longer in that position. They actually have a chance with 2 players to be pretty convincing on this flank now. They're going to pride themselves. One wants to go back toward bathroom. If they both went, they could trade off each other and probably come out better off in this situation. But FaZe is going to pay. There's certainly, yeah, there it is. He had 47-50 before the round even ended. There was certainly an availability to it. I thought maybe they might pull out another M4 with it, but they want to go double up. And overpass the map, you certainly can. It did. That's on top of the rails, not bouncing off of it to cover off Monster. Now, have they identified that and re-smoked it? No. Olaf doesn't want to peek it. But it gives actually a long and very tiny choke point to be covered off with the rifles. Not an AWP on the T side, but they still get a lot of what's going on inside of the site.
Now that could be some sort of next level mark.
If they missed on purpose and had the second off there.
Be all ready to go like that.
He wasn't quite ready, still gets the shot, though. They aren't expecting the second off to be on the B site. Flamey, good shot in return. He's going to beat that correctly. You're right, that would be super sick. If they were like, let's miss this, just bait them in, and I'm just going to be here with the gun that has the map. Yeah, Rain, palm down, out of the hands of Edward. Good flank from Karrigan, electronic down, and now a 2-man advantage for them to work with on the FaZe side. So it may still work out. That's a hell of a shot from Flamey to find Rain, but Guardian has other ideas. Both ops still in the picture. One's not up, but it's in the site near enough that they'll be able to recover it. They just have to take care of s1mple first, and that is not a simple task. Bomb down does favor them slightly. It means he's got to go a lot further and do a lot more work to try and pull this round back into contention. They don't know that he's there yet. Karrigan's pretty sure he's in the site, given the flank and the information they had. That smoke will confirm that he is. Karrigan's now going to reposition so that he can't retreat down Monster. But with 33 seconds, s1mple's just hoping that they'll make a mistake. Gift. Baits out the second shot.
And Sean pointed it out. These guys love the force buy. s1mple with the AWP. CZs and a deagle. Do or die time, really. Lose this one. You're 8-2 down. There's not much time left for the ecos you've got to deal with as well. 2 smokes, no flashes. It's all down to s1mple, really. He has to open things up. And you can see FaZe adjusting accordingly, Matt, just making sure they're very passive. They know the force buy potential's there. They're not going to be challenging anywhere. Just make sure Navi commits. We'll take them down with crossfires.
For s1mple to check and see if anyone's up close at connector. One to bait, one to fire as they jump across the opening at bathroom as well. Not as much aggression this time out of FaZe. I'm certain they've read the economic situation. Now, as you say, with the force buy coming in, if the desk talked about it, perhaps they'll be anticipating it, but they have to identify where the AWP is first and foremost, so they don't want to take any chances. But more importantly, the reason I mentioned the lack of aggression is Karrigan's going out now, but Rain's not toward the battle where he's very often successful. A little bit of information attained by Karrigan's peak. Still no identification of the AWP. s1mple's getting closer with it. They want him to be the one to open this site. The pieces later does actually hit on Guardian, but through the edge of the box. Oh my god, he's fired back in and hit him twice. Both through the box. The second one counts. It's Guardian down. Kerrigan with the only kill in response as Electronic has a CZ headshot for him. And the bomb to be planted. Rain's getting away his position as he tries to fire into default. But they can't deny the plant. And s1mple now has a USP, or UMP, excuse me, to complement his 8WP. Great flank from Olaf. M4 picked up for Flamey, and they know exactly where he is.
Won't be able to make that jump without the knife out. There we go, 2 versus 1. I don't think he's got a shout in this one, unfortunately. It'll be a great attempt if he can find even one more kill with it. He has to touch the bomb at this point, and then deal with the remaining players. He could get this one. Great chance for him now. But the bomb's just a little bit too far gone, and he'll have to fall back. Expensive at least, they won't be taking a plethora of weapons into the next round, but great stuff there. Once again working out for Navi, that's become a bit of a calling card for them. As they find only their 3rd round, but they take the AWP into the next once again. Money actually broken now for FaZe. Considering it's a double eco situation, they've got an M4 into this round. I would say there's a chance they do force buy this. It's s1mple, of course, just hitting everyone through the bomb site.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. And they will force indeed. So 1 scout, CZ, it would be double eco. For anyone who's not aware, you're going to get $1,900 for losing your 2nd round in a row. So they're going to go for it. Now this is the window for Navi to get back into the game. First, you have to take down Guardian and his scout. That's no... We'll see what happens here. Oh my goodness, Electronic almost hits the shots. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, it used to be one of those things we used to say you were tempting fate with the jump because guys like Dupree especially used to rip people's heads off there. That's been less common.
Indeed, it has.
Flamey, good shot, and read on Rain, who wanted to be aggressive. Money the other way now as Navi looks to try and take advantage. Good little surfing skill from Electronic to fall back faster. Back into construction. Now keep in mind, that's a very low HP Nico, and Electronic reads perfectly that they may intend to use that boost. Good kill.
Yeah, very calm, very patient stuff from Navi. Using the information they've got, capitalizing upon it. And now, should be a guaranteed round for them. 5 versus 3. Unless Guardian absolutely goes off with the scout, which definitely can happen. They should be fine. Smoke's down, that'll make things difficult for him. Doesn't get anything done here. The smokes and flashbangs come in. There's the first shot. Beautiful one as well. Takes down Flame.
Very, very good. A headshot. With a flick, need a headshot to get the 1 shot. He was weakened up, so either way, there's a kill. Kerrigan running through. Can't quite deny the bomb, but gets the planter. Had he gotten that kill a little bit sooner,
yeah,
a really different scenario. Right?
Able to bring those over on the CT side. Really for FaZe. We've got a game on our hands now. Looking a little bit lopsided at one point, but this is much more like it. Navi rooting it well. They're going to bring out a MAC-10 that's normally in the hands of Zeus, but now it's Flaming. 4 AKs and a full eco pretty much for FaZe here. Won't be getting much done here. They're going to have 3, making 4 players in the bathrooms. B is open.
Nico. Just hanging out. Couple of dudes in the bathroom together. Talking about their pistols. Guardians looks a little shorter than everybody else's on the HUD, but
yes,
as Archer would say about the P250, it's the stopping power.
Well, should be able to deal with this problem quite efficiently. Send the MAC-10 first, that makes sense. There they are. Gun them down. Cash. Don't risk the OK. Looks like a clean sweep and indeed it is well held there. They get all 5 players. 5 to 7 now on the T side. Up overpass.
Yeah, they're bringing this back.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's a great buy there in FaZe. Certainly not going to have the AWP at least. And that would be true. 5 and 4s. Olaf working out what he needs to buy. He hasn't got a kit so far.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. No kit is actually very significant.
I think we'll keep the MAC-10. That's actually a really powerful weapon to have here. Not a single FaZe player has a helmet. The running gun potential of the MAC-10 is sending a player like him in first with Chris Bain. If he hits one of those bullets of the MAC-10, no, they're going down. So that all of a sudden becomes a very, very powerful weapon here in round number 13. 5 players vulnerable to it.
Electronic holds inside of construction. We often talk about that position, the little nook. Can't hear anything that goes on inside of the B site while the rest of the team situates themselves. Go trying to see above the smoke that's down on the platform. Was that an attempt to hide the bomb? Put it inside that little milk cart so you can't see it if the CT flags?
That used to be a thing in Source. You
It
could actually
was,
throw the bomb in a little basket, then you could fire it across the crossover along A on Dust 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird addition to the game, was the thing. Either way, here comes the execution towards B side. Remember, vulnerable heads here. Electronic can't find one though. Going to give them a chance here. They are very Molotovs but Nico still here, still his name and Carrigan denied the farm. They certainly do. We discussed the idea behind that earlier. Into the starts. Good grenade usage actually. You can see damage there towards s1mple, down 76. Gonna have to fall back, can't go for that first pick anymore. Into the bookend now at the first half. FaZe have won it, but can they extend their lead, looking for 10-5. Electronic's so good in these sort of positions. Very good at working choke points and using very sharp aim to take down potential enemies. This time Nico a little bit sharper, I'm afraid. Even had the drop on him and still couldn't convert the kill. Electronic goes down. Nico finds the 5-4. Not in the same position, right at the back of the second Guardian. Like you said, no AWP, but still holding strong in the bathrooms with the M4.
So Guardian holds right side. You'll know very well that there's multiple opponents outside of the bathrooms, and a Deuce with a shadow coming in. Let's give him the bomb. Not bad, and Reed's got the backside coming off. Please go back to the aggression in the bathrooms that's worked earlier on in there. And it seems to again this time smoke on top of the bomb allows s1mple to grab it and get away. Rain's not too concerned because Carrigan's pushed up the other way.
Edward, I'm sorry, he's not the player on this team for me that has the AK, especially when he doesn't have a helmet either. Keep it s1mple, surely at this point.
He's got two. AK spray. Nate didn't even really contribute much to that. Great shot from Olaf as well over top of the ramp. s1mple and Edward trying to rush in to get a bomb plant down. Smoke out. s1mple wants desperately for someone to crawl over top and fall upon his gun. Nico.
I wish it was still part of the game in some capacity, you know? Like, it's gone for it completely.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's, yeah, I don't know. There is a sense of nostalgia there that will hit us eventually. I don't know. It wasn't like that instrumental. Well, either way, pistol round. FaZe picked this up. They're going to be in a fantastic position. And pressure certainly would be applied to Navi.
Yeah, this has to be a Navi victory here. Otherwise, they're in a lot of trouble. Carrigan with one smoke, the flashbang. They've positioned themselves towards the bathrooms. Actually got a lot of map control here. They'll smoke, presumably, towards the CT side of the steps. Or the bank. Go, Zeus to defend. But his work cut out for him as he takes a dink as well. Down to 15 HP and Rain with a nice entry there. As he takes on Electronic, Zeus is in more trouble. At this point, his best is to hold up and s1mple in the back lines here. Can he find anything more? The frontied round for him as soon as he knew Edward wasn't going to check the truck. That was it. Force buy. And what a force buy it has to be. Can't really afford to go down 13-5 against FaZe here. Finish. And s1mple fires off the only significant weapon they've got, the scout from the mid steps. Nothing connects. No opening pick here for the CTs.
So Guardian checking out front side of the picnic, leaving the playground, doing all the fun things that my dad never let me do. Dad.
Never let you go on the playground.
Oh no, he definitely did. Look, don't worry, it's just a narrative, you know, we're just having some fun.
We like to have fun here sometimes.
So Edward's gonna actually get in a position toward water where he can watch off the short tunnel and sort of, kind of, watch. He can react, I guess you could say, to the door above him at connector, which he's now doing even though they're walking in. He make it away. Timing is such that he just barely gets back, sees that the door is now open, and as always, millimeters are all the difference. As he gets a smoke out, it somehow stays alive in that. I thought for sure when they pushed through he would go down. He's on 32. The nade doing a little bit more damage to him.
It's getting a little bit uncomfortable for FaZe. They've gone through Monster successfully. Now the grenade starting to thin out for Navi. Is going to take some one-tap potential or some sniping. There it is. It's coming together. There's going to be a force buy from FaZe trying to steal back the momentum, but that's a massive run. And Edwards' antics towards shore, pretty much everything, really discombobulated FaZe in that particular situation. Fall back and he did some damage. They went towards Monster and then all of a sudden s1mple had time to rotate over. Hits the scout shot they were looking for. It all falls apart very quickly. The flanks coming in and FaZe knew that was their opportunity to close the game out. Going the distance now. AK in the hand of Nico though. What can he do? 12 frags to his name, just no Guardians on 22. Steps.
MP9, good timing on the door opening up, but Nico couldn't quite land it.
Tried the pre-fire. Unfortunately, that gives away the fact he's got an AK now. It's going to push him back into a more defensive setup. Guardian waiting for the smokes to dissipate and see whether he can open things up. Great game from him so far. Take an amazing shot to give them access to a bomb site though.
As much damage as he might have expected while they get in there, but it takes a lot down to 78. Nico gets to 85. Electronic meanwhile required for s1mple. He can now focus attention. Take to the edge of the box. They've got his teammate down. This becomes a problem.
Apart from Guardian, he's got a Glock and they've got one flash and an HE. Not really sure what they can do with this one.
Guardian just jumping up behind the tree, seeing if he can spot anyone out toward long. It's actually going to be toward Picnic that they've got company instead. Electronics made that very known. Has to be a little bit timid and cautious and falls back as a result of it. s1mple will allow him to do so. s1mple that waits to see if they'll take the bait and run toward the AK. Electronic actually goes back. Not bad from that range to get an MP kill against Rain. Not much. They've got much to really go against him, but even still, it's not the most formidable of weapons. The lack of armor certainly gives it much more prowess.
Now, one thing I will say about FaZe, they have been known to throw away huge leads before. As soon as they lose one of those key rounds, a big clutch that was theirs, they seem to drop off sometimes. This could be one of those moments. Now, s1mple. Okay, that's better. Reposition. Take 3 of them down. 4 players survive there for Navi. 11-8. Money back in favour though for the international squad. We'll see whether they can get the AWP out. Guardian can. He has no armour though, but he's hitting absolutely every shot with the weapon so far, so I guess that's absolutely fine. Simple, decent spawn. He could actually challenge towards the bench / party area. Looks like he wants to do that. Let's see if it's successful.
Not to give the man more credit than he already gets. God, Bardoff. He's the only one that predicted FaZe, by the way.
One, yeah.
No, they haven't, which means the reason I bring it up is we're all going to make fun of them like crazy if they don't win. So boost toward the slide. It's Nico they want to put up rather than the AWP because it's more of a close proximity angle. They're relying on his headshot potential on that AK for anyone that wants to be cheeky and move around exactly this spotted. That's not bad. I think his own gun was blocking the angle at which the front side of the bathrooms he got tagged from. Or was it Zeus? I think that would have been... I thought I heard not, but I think it's damage applicable to an M4. Either way, Zeus goes down the stairs. He gets Rain, but not Kerrigan. 2 players swinging around the corner, and the trade's successful. You would argue in the favor of FaZe. Not only do they get it back, but it's the T side thinning out the defense. Fantastic flashbang, Kerrigan.
50 seconds though, 4-4. Technically favours the T side. Especially with 45 seconds here. Starting to triangulate towards the B bomb site. Nice reaction here from Navi. Trying to reclaim some map control here, knowing they need to get a frag back in their favour. Good information gathered by Edward, but not the correct info. As he assumes it's clear for now, but there are players on the other side. Guardian, yeah, not a shot he's going to miss, I'm afraid. Edward will be taken down. It's at the Flamey now. Solo in the B bomb site. And angry FaZe players heading for now. Good flashbangs. It's the first shot and still alive for now.
Maybe. swinging. He wants Monster. He's not aware. Nico's gotten closer. He's already inside of the site. s1mple a missed shot. And that allows the bomb plant for Nico, but Guardian going down either way. I was just to say, aware that Nico's still in the site. Thankfully, s1mple kept track of that and did get the headshot, but he now, with an AWP, has to go one-on-one. Misses the jump to try and get on top of pallets. He'll still have the time to swing around, kit in hand, but Op also checks Monster. He knows now it's got to be bagged, surely. If he's not that close, there's no way he can get there in 5 seconds. So tap, hold, and wait for Kerrigan. He's on it! Down around the corner! What? Did he go long enough? s1mple gets off and finds the shot, but does he have the defuse? Absolutely brilliant from s1mple. Starts to lose the lead as a result of it.
Yeah, and that's going to start the bickering as well. Those sort of rounds are so difficult to digest. s1mple just gets the water there. My God, that's fast again. Takes down Kerrigan, and there we go, an opening 5 versus 4.
Looked simpler than it was, because if he didn't flick, that was a leg shot. He actually flicked and hit the body. That in slow motion would look rather sexy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, toward Monster, Smoke's not down. They're going to go for a straight contact play. The only Molotov so far thrown out toward the barrels area. They want to clear anyone that can thwart the possibility of a fast plant. Edward's been discouraged. Push back, but holding the smoke nearly to be held down, though. S1 got away with 2 kills. Olaf gets the trade. Zeus trying to swing back out for the sandbags. Re-smoked as it was. Had no vision of denying or chance of denying the bomb plant. Olaf's in not a bad position at all. Down in the mini pit. s1mple.
You've got to trade. They know s1mple's transition time towards that B bomb site is going to be so long. They need to get in there now. Trade out the kills. Exactly what they did. But couldn't win out against Electronic and Zeus there. Nico pushes through the flames. They've got no AWP on the T side, and that lead is now just a distant memory. 11 to 10, anyone's game. 10-5 a half. Remember, FaZe on both pistols. Second half, at least, Navi showing why they're considered to be a very strong overpass team these days. FaZe yet to respond. No gun rounds in the second half. Now though, default deployed. Olafmeister holds towards B alone, raining the connector, 3 players by the fountain, including the bomb. You still heard the majority of the smokes. There's one of them being used towards the bathroom entrance.
So Electronic backs away from said smoke. Fortunate for yet another bomb plant. FaZe will have 5 AKs and for smokes, 2 flashes and a Molotov left over for whatever they have planned. Molotov, if it lasts that long, if they don't use it on the take, can be very, very influential in the post plant. Yet to be determined. 15 seconds. FaZe slowing it down as Navi often does. Flash and a smoke. Great timing from Electronic. Down goes Nico and Guardian. s1mple next in line. He'll take out Kerrigan.
AK to Nico. He's the one that saved it, remember, so Nico must have something up his sleeve here. I guess it's because Olaf just plays that role. He sits in B waiting for them.
Sure.
He's got less chance of finding an opening kill. Nico just goes to the wolf back towards long, which looks like it's about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much skill on this team, right? Top player in 2015, Olaf. Nico's been incredible for the last
Best
2 years.
Sniper of all time, probably with Guardian.
No, but specifically speaking about the AK, right? So, like, you could definitely see either of them taking it, but I kind of agree with Nico. I think Nico's playstyle currently also favors opening up things a little more.
Yeah, you don't... When you think about Olaf these days, he's still an excellent player, very cerebral, but he's not the hard-hitting fragger he once was. But Nico certainly is, and if anyone's going to carry them over the finish line with a little partial buy of an AK, he's definitely capable. Great position, often overlooked. This time, though, coming out blind. Gets him another AK. That was a nice idea. He will go down eventually, but that should be round here, unless Guardian will go wild with
The difference is in picking up a different AK, it's the lack of reload time. He instantly gets another one that had more bullets in it because they didn't fire any shots at twice at home. Electronic has had 2 opening kills, and twice it will yield a round for Navi. This time more convincing, no bomb plant for FaZe. And 4 players staying alive on the Navi side. They've now built up effectively a round in hand. They're going to bring that down a little bit by buying out utility, but they'll have 1 left over. FaZe, again, continually on this maximum loss bonus, only with 1 round in the second half. That was the pistol round, by the way.
Indeed.
Have guns yet again, and this time an AWP, but man, oh man. This went from 10-5 to 11-12 as Navi take the lead for the first time. s1mple, AWP. A little bit slow out front of bathrooms, probably communicating with his teammates. Didn't want to go aggressive anyway, so no harm, no foul. He'll sit back and the pressure is thrown his way. Quite flashes, missed shot, uncharacteristic. We saw this yesterday from him as well in a particular round on Inferno that was not a round where I think he could have done anything to win it, but it certainly cost him the AWP, and it showed signs of weakness. Against Astralis, obviously.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. FaZe still yet to post a round since the pistol. That's so mad. But Meister straight through the smoke there. I saw it from Edward's POV. Straight up through the smoke, and he didn't see it coming. So nice opening pick, albeit a little bit fortunate. The opening, they converted. They've got plenty of time to wait for a reaction here. Navi love to do this. They've just put pretty much all their manpower in the B bomb site. If they go towards A, let them have it. We'll save our weaponry. That's fine. If they do come B, we can actually win this round. Is that everyone now on the B side? I think pretty much,
wow,
yeah.
Flamey's gone all the way through Monster. Nearly. His aim was about to arrive on Rain. s1mple's got to give her back. Shuts it down. B side, 35 seconds. Bomb now down at Monster as a result of that op kill. I'm not even sure s1mple was aware that he dropped the bomb, because he wanted to walk out sandbags, either for self-preservation or otherwise. It allows them to pick it up. 24 seconds, and they're going to run this to B with no one directly inside of the site. They can still pull this back. Nico is the man to lead the charge. Skilled as he is, waits for them to cross over. Knows they're going toward the dumpster. Quick lineup, 2 kills. Nico does exactly what he had to do. Kerrigan now goes for the plant, and s1mple has to be silent, sneaking in with an AWP. Both will naturally retreat toward the bathroom side. One at long, one in the bathroom directly. And I don't even think s1mple's going to go for this. So great recovery from FaZe to bring this back 12-12.
Touch and go, though. Wasn't clear who was going to take that one. Olaf with the smoke kill at the very start. And I know what Flamey was trying to do there. You saw they went for that B stack. They then flash over Flamey out of the monster tunnel. He gets a frag, but it suggests then B's going to be open. They're trying to sell the fact that that could be the case. Maybe bait them into coming towards the B bomb site and into more pressure. It worked out, but then Nico picks up the bomb, books it over towards the down. s1mple does survive. The money's not as...
So let's see. He's going to go aggressive, picks it up from afar on the E key, and runs it out to the front of bathrooms. It's not the fastest spawn to get there. Okay, he's going to slow it down. He's going to put utility out instead. But he's soloing the A side. They're going to stack up with 4 on B as a result of having confidence in his AWP. And where does that leave Flamey to play on his? Back side of the site. Not quite, actually. He's going to go sandbags. He's looking towards Squeaky Door.
Everyone fully invested. Huge, huge rounds here. Into the final few rounds of this best of 1. Both of these teams 0 and 1 in the Swiss system. 0 and 2. With these names, either of them would be shocking. Meister looking to replicate that kill from the previous round. Good grenade. Doesn't quite convert the kill. Edward moving backwards there. Olaf knows he's got him tucked in the corner. Does he want to try and commit and take him down? To try and smoke Edward in, but he's got no utility to do it. Flamey's trying to back him up. I think Edward's going to be done for here. It's up to Flamey to hold them off, but they've had a good call here. Still got plenty of time. Don't have to commit. With that advantage, once again, Olaf gets that information as Kerrigan picks up the kill, but now Flamey knows he has to get some more intel here. What's going to be happening next?
Flamey.
Just to note, Nico's on the other side of the map, showing presence towards middle, smoking, pushing. They'll be getting rid of the execution. Zeus is pushed offshore. Flamey with the kill. They could fall apart here, man. They're going to book back towards the A side. They've really got no time.
Yeah, they realize
20 seconds. Like, nope, we've got to go back, boys.
And this is where you ultimately wonder, is it worth it to throw a Hail Mary in a desperate attempt to the site because you're about to get reset? Is it worth it to just save the 3 guns? 11 seconds, they're going to go. Flamey with the AWP has shut them down already on 2 separate occasions, making a third as Nico's found, and Flamey steps out to get Kerrigan. It's break point as FaZe fall and Navi take the lead with money firmly in their favor.
Bit of a death slam there from Kerrigan. I think he knows that's on him. That mid-round call to get back towards A. You've got to be more aware of the time. That cost him, what, like 5-6 seconds, and they had no chance. Guardian just had to drop the bomb and run and knife out in towards the B side.
And that's where I question on the reset. I know it seems odd, especially at 12-12, but maybe just keep those AKs.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, because now they're full eco. Navi have pulled this one right backwards with both pistols. 10-5 down in the first half. And they're going to take this time just to discuss. You can see, look in the bottom left, bottom right of your screen, sorry. You can see them like discussing this. This is a timeout for them. Nico actually doing most of the talking. So they're just discussing their options for the next round. They currently have, oof, it's not great. That's a full reset. They're going to get $1,900 per player into the next round. So even when they guarantee to lose this one, they still won't have enough money to really keep their heads above water. This is a nightmare for FaZe. They need to hold their nerve, but they've had so many rounds where it's just been disastrous towards the end. That one was a prime example.
Don't rule out a team that goes 0-2.
No, definitely not.
There was a team at the previous major that went 0-2, Henry. They were Cloud9.
Yes.
We all know how that went. It can still turn things around. The problem is the potential opposition in that 0-2 bracket is also fierce.
Yeah, indeed. There's potential for Navi, FaZe, MIBR, etc.
Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports, yeah, indeed. It's quite scary down there in terms of the potential. In towards B they go. This might not be... Okay, I'm about to say, they got the Dink still away. They get that straight up kill. They might get a plant. So there we go. Going to recover that AK. Navi looking incredibly poised. And like I said, the money still is wrecked for FaZe. They're going to have a mixture of Galils and AKs here. Olaf might could drop an orb. He's got 5k to do so, meaning he has no armor for himself. Not going to do it. Drops an AK instead. Gentlemen, this could be it. Navi looking for match point. Difficult round. Nico, no grenades. Karrigan, MP7, Rain, Galil. They have not looked good on the T side here. Crumbling in some of the key rounds. Normally so headstrong and methodical. And praise their mid-round decisions. They've really struggled here on the T side as Zeus looks to keep applying the pressure. I don't think that smoke was exactly how he wanted it, to be honest. Didn't really give him a gap or block any vision. But still, they're not pushing any further, so it still serves its purpose. It's fine.
Chilling out together. What's the call? Because this puts Navi potentially onto map point. Zeus on the pass, 3 players approaching. And they'll still go together. He's got the first, but can't collect any more than that. They were certainly ready to trade off of it and take the fight. Electronic, though, is positioned perfectly. Bomb down, so too is Olaf and Rain. And Karrigan now realizes that he and Guardian have to pull this back, and it is getting desperate because Navi about to find 15. Double up, AK and N4 still up. Guardian swings back around and hopes to find Electronic still out there somewhere in the land beyond, but he's fallen back and doesn't even worry so much about the bomb. They want to play to the advantage, an advantage that now is firmly in their grasp as it is just Guardian left.
It's going to be match point. No chance for Guardian, I'm afraid. He's had a couple of interesting rounds on overpass before. Fire comes to mind, but no heroics in this particular occasion. That's the money again destroyed. 25 per player at this point on average. And now need to work out what they do. They take a tactical timeout. Is that going to do much for them? Guardian's got the Mac 10, CZ, 1 AK. It's the jumble sail by. We'll see whether it's going to work out for them. Electronics gunning them down there. 3 rounds for overtime. It's gracious. Looked like a FaZe game locked in when they got a second half pistol to make it 11-5. The last attempt for FaZe. They rush towards long with the little weaponry they have, pistols in hand. Be 1 player holding for the flanks is Olaf Meister. Certainly changed his roll-up since 2015. Incendiary down, I'll buy Zeus some time. Nico, once again, the only player with a rifle. Do they have anything left?
Good check. In the front of the site, Nico, Olaf together. Nico again, the one with the AK. Saw a ropey buy, went around for Navi in the first half, went s1mple on an AWP. This round with an AK, not if they walk out like that. Zeus just sitting there perched and ready. His 20th kill in the game, tied with that of Flamey. Shipping Edwards been a little bit quiet, but it doesn't matter because the game is in favor of Navi. Surely Olaf versus 4, Electronic to close him down. 16-12, Navi go 1-1. They're back on level footing and in a good position in the tournament. However, FaZe